Hi, church family, and again, happy Sabbath. Loida has asked me to do the COVID-19 update for this week, as I've been doing ever since we reopened the church. So I did want to start again with the New York Times website that I always show, and as you can see here in the graph, as I mentioned last week, it appears that Odessa, Ector County, has pretty much stabilized in the number of new cases, right? That's still not as little or as few cases as we had at the beginning of the reopening at the beginning of June, but at least it's stabilized. But this week I did want to call your attention also to the Ector County website, and I'm about to show you the COVID-19 specific portions of it. I want to call your attention specifically to these two graphs that I'm showing on the screen. Right, as you can see in the bottom green and yellow bar graph, that's pretty much the same information that I've been presenting from the New York Times, which is showing that the number of cases spiked somewhere in July, the number of new cases that is, and that as we went further into August, the numbers have come down and now in fact stabilized at a new higher number. Again, I want to reiterate, right, that the new higher number is significantly more than what it was at the beginning of June. So the other aspect of this picture that I want to show you is the top graph, right? The top graph indicates some other data that's very important. At the beginning of the pandemic, maybe what you had heard was that the number of new cases that we're experiencing is due primarily to the increase in number of testing. But that's not entirely the facts, right? Because if you look at the top graph, right, you'll see the yellow line is increasing. That yellow line indicates the number of positive tests as a function of total number of tests that were actually in fact administered. If the number of increasing cases in Ector County was specifically only due to the increase in number of testing, you'd see a flat line, right? But in this case, since you see an increasing line, that shows that the increase in number of pandemic COVID-19 cases is in fact at least or at most, I would say, due to an increase in the COVID-19 cases in the county. There is a bit of good news though. If you see at the very end of the little graph, it's starting to dip back down. So that is indicating that the COVID-19 conditions, while not necessarily under control, we are having a significant impact in the positive direction on the cases of COVID-19 in Ector County. So continue, as I always say, social distancing, physical distancing, and wearing your face coverings, and only limiting your interactions to as essential cases as possible. Again, happy Sabbath, and I wish you all a happy and safe week, and I'll turn it over back to Loida to continue with the rest of the program.